This one's called Johnson in the Afterlife. And I was going to make lots of images of Johnson and Thatcher, and try to make a comical movie of it, but I couldn't do that, and also I thought the images were just too ghastly. So instead of that, I've decided to use lovely pictures of clouds as a background. So while I'm reading the poem, you can have a look at some lovely, beautiful clouds, which I think is a much nicer set of images. Anyway, I might just settle on one or two. I'll move it around. Anyway, that's much nicer than having to look at pictures of Thatcher and Johnson. I do apologise to my public. Anyway, that's a nice one. Let's look at that one. Okay, here goes. This is Johnson in the Afterlife. Johnson was a Tory, one of Thatcher's lads, one of the most reliably reactionary cads. He always voted for the rich, never for the poor. He only inherited 3 million, so of course he wanted more. But death comes to us all at last. It came for Johnson too. He floated up to St. Pete, who said, "Who the hell are you?" "I used to be Prime Minister," Johnson said, all modesty, and ruffled his hair and giggled in his phony jollity. "I took care of starving children, the displaced, the sick, the poor." "I believe you," said St. Pete, and opened up the door. They gave him a white nightie, a harp and a set of wings, then turned him loose in heaven to do kindly, heavenly things. Johnson couldn't grasp the thought of helping other folk. They tried to explain it to him slowly, but he thought it was a joke. He saw people sharing stuff. He thought they were being funny. He said, "Where are all the price tags? And who's making all the money?" "And who does all the work?" he said. "We share it," they decreed, "from each according to their ability, to each to fit their need." But he couldn't get the idea of fairness. He was bothered and confused. His brain tried to grasp the idea, but his Tory soul refused. Then one day, when God was walking about the heavenly estate, who should he see but Johnson chalking slogans on the gate, saying, "Rich and white folks only." God said, "Johnson, get thee hence. It's you's been letting Nazis in underneath the fence." The verdict, it was guilty, and Johnson said, "That's swell." He tucked his nightie round his knees and beetled off to hell. He made a much better demon than he ever did a cherubim. Lucifer said to Satan, "We could learn a lot from him. His capacity for lying, greed and cruelty is so large." Lucifer and Satan both resigned. Now Johnson is in charge. Self-indulgence, narcissism, callousness and greed. Johnson put his feet up with all he'd ever need. The other Tories have joined him now, beside the burning lake. Satan packed and left, he said. "That's more evil than I can take." Now Johnson's doing well in hell. Like Jabba the Hutt he lives. And all the lesser evils have joined the young Conservatives. The moral of this story is very plain to tell. If you want to be a Tory, then you'd better go to hell. Hope you enjoyed the clouds anyway. They're rather lovely, aren't they? Oops. Which one shall I finish on? Yeah, stormy clouds in the distance, I think. Storm clouds gathering for Johnson, we hope.